Hello everyone, this is a full guide to progressive overload. Stick around till the end of this video and you'll never need to worry about not making progress in the gym again. This video is divided into two parts, the weightlifting aspect and the body transformation aspect. So, we're going to get into the weightlifting aspect first. The weightlifting aspect has a few caveats to it, but there is one method that is superior to the rest that will unconditionally build you muscle if you use it, because it is guaranteed to. It is the best and proven method that every advanced lifter uses because they know it works, and it works great. That method is the 8-15 rep method. I don't really know a name for it, however, I will choose to come up with a name for it. So, to start out, pick a weight that you can lift for 8 reps. This will be your starter weight, and as you progress, imagine you're getting stronger every week. So, when you come back the next week and you have to do that exercise again, try for 10 reps, try for 11 reps. Every week, add 2 to 3 reps, and if you can't, just add 1 rep. If you can't, try to do the same amount of reps. Try to add as many reps as you can to that weight, and eventually you'll reach a point where you're doing too many reps. So eventually, when you can do it over 15 times, so 15 or higher, then you up the weight to the next threshold. If it's a cable machine where it's like a stack of weight, that's super simple. You just lower the weight by 1 pin, and then if it's like a barbell exercise, you just add 2 kilos or 5 pounds on each side. That is a proven method to make sure that your strength goes up every week. And if your strength does go up every week, we can undoubtedly prove you're making progress. And since your strength is going up, that strength has to come from somewhere. And that, my friends, means that you have built muscle. That's a simple and surefire way to prove that you're building muscle, because often we don't see the day-to-day differences. What we do see though is the strength differences and the long-term muscle building differences, which I'll get into soon. But before that, I have some tips for the weightlifting aspect to make sure that you're truly performing this method with the correct technique. So, first of all, stick to one plan for a while. This method simply does not work if you keep switching plans, because you keep starting out at a new low point and you don't let your strength compound and build, and you don't let your muscles get used to the training and start to benefit massively from it. Of course, it is important to shock the muscle. However, if you're switching plans every 2 months, every 1 month, this is known as shiny object syndrome, because you're like, ooh, me see more exciting plan, me try more exciting plan. No, that's not efficient, and you know deep down that it's not good for building muscle, but you still do it because it's enticing. And the next tip from me is to do not let your form deteriorate. If your form deteriorates in lieu of trying to add more reps or do a higher weight with this progressive overload method, you in fact have not progressively overloaded, simply for the fact that you can't do that same weight or reps with your correct form or the form you were doing before. At least you don't know that you can do that. That's why you have to make sure in this method that your form does in fact stay consistent. So have a few key cues to use that can make sure that you don't change your form from session to session, because that would allow you to let go of your form and think you're making huge progress, only to realize that when you go back to good form, you have made no progress at all, or even worse, you've regressed and now are lifting less weight than you did before. That's something I wish never happens to anyone, so I'm warning you of it. Do not change your form if this is the progressive overload method that you choose to use. Now, on to the second chapter of this video, the body transformation aspect. I have 3 distinct ways that you can track how your body is transforming, and we'll go through them one by one and what are their benefits and how you specifically can do them. So, the first body transformation aspect is tracking calories. We want to make sure you're gaining weight if you're building muscle and losing weight if you're cutting. So, just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to assume that you're building muscle and you're trying to pack on lean muscle mass and pack on lean weight. So, for tracking calories, you're going to use the app MyFitnessPal. It is unequivocally the best app. I'm not sponsored by them. I have to say that in any time that I promote a product, but I'm not sponsored by them, I wish. And in MyFitnessPal, you simply search up the food that you're looking for and you plug it in, you log it, the amount you ate of it, and it does all the calculations for you, which is really nice. And also, you need to weigh your food in order to know how much of it you ate, which is a bit of an inconvenience, but eventually you'll get good enough at it that you can estimate. And eventually you can even estimate the amount of calories you eat. Now, all of this is useless without knowing your calorie maintenance. So, how do we find out our calorie maintenance? Well, our calorie maintenance is how many calories we can eat to stay at the exact same weight and make our amount of calories we burn and amount of calories we intake the exact same. So this can be found simply by calorie-calculator.com or any adjacent website. These websites are great because they take your age, your weight, your height, and your level of activity, and they tell you with pretty good accuracy how much calories you need to eat to gain weight, to lose weight, or to maintain weight. And you can use that directly for your goals because you don't even need to do any calculations yourself. Now, the second aspect of this is mandatory if you want this to work correctly. This aspect is weighing yourself and tracking weight. If you're weighing yourself and you're in a caloric surplus according to Calorie Calculator, but your weight isn't going up at all, that means that your metabolism is faster. Or if it's going up too much, that means that your metabolism is slower than the Calorie Calculator had predicted. And that means you need to adjust your calories manually until you get in a rhythm where you're gaining the same amount of muscle and weight each week. And that is why it's important to weigh yourself. Now, how do you weigh yourself? I know it seems pretty straightforward, but there are a few nuances to this. So, importantly, you have to track this weight 7 days a week at the same time and like before a meal when you're at your lowest, and make sure that you take the average of it because it's going to deviate, there's going to be like plus minus 2 kilograms of difference, which is a lot. So it's important to take the average because if you just go by days, you could assume that you're gaining 1 kilogram of muscle each day and then losing 1 kilogram of muscle the next day, which is simply not how it works. How it really works is that you're gradually gaining that muscle or losing that fat throughout the progress of the week. And the final transformation aspect of your body is optional. It's not mandatory. However, I do recommend this. It's a great step to ensure that you are on track, and it also will keep you way motivated if you do this tactic. And that tactic is to take one progress picture every day. You've seen those montages, but it's especially motivating when it's in one spot and you just see yourself slowly evolving. And it's a great thing to look back on. It's a great and fun memory to look back on once you're already experienced in lifting. And I don't say it's mandatory. If you can't be bothered to do it, no, obviously no need to. However, if you're struggling with motivation, that can be something that can greatly boost your motivation because you will see how much better you are than your past self. Often it can be hard to notice a difference when we look in the mirror and we don't really see our past selves standing side by side to us. so we don't know how far we've come. However, with this tool, you can do exactly that. And I wish you luck on your progressive overload and gym journey. Thank you for watching. Follow my Patreon. I have an exclusive gym community there with all sorts of benefits. And that's it for this video. See ya.